Babar Azam is the white ball king when it comes to international cricket. At this point in time, after Pakistan's 120 run win against West Indies in the second ODI, his ODI average has gone up to 60. Truly, Babar Azam is one of the greatest currently right now in the modern era. However, during the second ODI, there was a slight bit of controversy that marred Babar Azam. During the West Indies chase in the 29th over bowled by Mohammad Nawaz, the batsman had an inside edge to square leg and Babar Azam fielded there. That should have been it, right? But no, Babar Azam at square leg was spotted using a glove on his right hand. He fielded with the ball and threw it to the keeper. Remember, Mohammad Rizwan had not gone out of the field at that point in time. There was no substitute also. Babar Azam fielding with the glove caught the attention of the on-field authorities, and so a 5-run penalty was given. So what happened? Mohammad Nawaz bowled, the batsman got an inside edge to square leg, Babar Azam fielded with his right hand in a glove. That resulted in a 5-run penalty. Now why was Pakistan handed a 5-run penalty? Actually, Babar Azam violated law 28.1 of the playing conditions. What does the playing conditions state? It clearly states, no fielder other than the keeper shall be permitted to wear gloves. So, only the wicket keeper in the entire field can wear gloves while fielding. Even if you wanted protection for an injury to your arm or anything, the rule further states that protection for the hand, fingers to be worn only with the umpire's consent. So, Babar Azam did not take the permission of the umpire, and that is why he went in with the glove, he fielded, a 5-run penalty was given. Now, in the context of the match, it made no difference. 120 run win, a 5-run penalty might have gone under the small print. But imagine if this was a match which was won by, say, 2 runs, 3 runs, and that 5-run penalty was included. If West Indies would have won, then the whole equation would have been a bigger talking point then. So, simply state, no fielder apart from the wicket keeper can wear gloves in the playing field. It is clearly mentioned in law 28.1 of the playing conditions. Even if you want some kind of protection for your fingers, you have to first consult with the on-field umpires. If they agree, only then you can do it, otherwise you cannot do it. So that is the reason why Babar Azam was penalized and the Pakistan team were penalized 5 runs. However, this is not the first time that similar instances have resulted in 5-run penalties. There have been other very weird instances by which a team was penalized. Prior to the Multan ODI, during the England versus Sri Lanka test match in 2018 in Palakele, Roshan Silva fell foul to a very strange incident. The batsman cut Jack Leach to the deep boundary. He was casually walking thinking that it was a boundary, so he did not ground his bat at the non-striker's end. However, Moeen Ali dived and he decided to just pull the ball back in. It wasn't a boundary. Roshan Silva, under all that panic and confusion, did not ground his bat at the non-striker's end and he just ran back. So the umpires thought that it was deliberately done and Sri Lanka were penalized 5 runs for it. So if you do not complete the run, if you do not put your bat at the non-striker's end, you just run back to the striker's end, it is considered a deliberate attempt to take a run, and that is why 5 runs were penalized for Sri Lanka. So you should not be very cocky when you are taking a single or when you have assumed that you have hit a boundary. So Roshan Silva in 2018 fell foul to that. If a deliberate run shot or a fielding nuance can result in 5-run penalties, well then the running on the pitch also assumes massive importance. When David Warner and Manas Labuschagne were really going after the bowling in the Sydney test against New Zealand in 2020, Australia had dominated. New Zealand were on the ropes. Nothing seemed to be going right for the Kiwis. However, in one particular instance, Manas Labuschagne and David Warner ran onto the danger area of the pitch. They were warned once by Alimdar, but they did not listen. When it happened for the second time, Australia were penalised 5 runs and New Zealand were already 5 for no loss before they even came out to bat. So 5-run penalty for running onto the danger area of the pitch in the Sydney Test proved to be one of those rare instances in which the umpires warned the batters, but they did not listen. So even if you run onto the danger area of the pitch more than once, then you are penalised 5 penalty runs. On a more serious offence, ball tampering has often led to some very serious debate about cricket. Sandpaper Gate in 2018 saw Australian cricket at its lowest ebb. But Azam had an oval nightmare in 2006. During the 2006 fourth test between England and Pakistan at the Oval, during the second innings, England were making great progress. Pakistan were already on the ropes. Kevin Peterson was going along really well. However, when the match was meandering towards the tea break, the umpires suddenly wanted to look at the ball. And they gave the choice of changing the ball to the opposing captain. They did not consult Azam. They consulted the England team that what is the change of ball that you want. That amounted to a serious charge that perhaps the umpires thought Pakistan had tampered with the ball. And they felt that Azam and the Pakistan team were caught cheating. That blew up into a very serious issue after that. So the ball was taken and 5 penalty runs were awarded to England. Pakistan were totally angry and they did not take the field after that. The match was declared an England win due to Pakistan's forfeiture. They had forfeited the game because they did not come out after the break. They protested that the umpires had acted in haste. There was no proof that Pakistan and Azam had tampered with the ball. The fact that the umpires had chosen the England team to decide what kind of ball should be taken and 5 penalty runs were given without consulting the Pakistan team really incensed them. This result was changed to a draw, but then after that the MCC reverted back that an England win should be declared because Pakistan had forfeited the game. When it comes to India, do you think India has escaped the 5 penalty run thing? No. Ravindra Jadeja actually fell foul to that in 2016 during the Indore Test against New Zealand. He ran onto the pitch while playing a shot of Trent Bolt. He was warned, but then he did it again and India were penalised 5 runs. That happened in 2016 at the start of that dominant summer when India won against New Zealand, England, Bangladesh and Australia. So at that point in time now, even India has fallen prey. And if I have to go back to the ball tampering scandal, it happened even when Faf du Plessis was caught tampering with the ball, not once, but twice, in Dubai in 2013 and in Hobart. But whether penalty runs were given in that, no, but the South African team was sanctioned heavily for it. So Babar Azam is simply one of the best in the business at this point in time when it comes to batting. But this kind of work, using a glove while fielding outside, was a lapse of judgment. Nothing malicious about it, but yeah, it was a typical brain fade. Pakistan, mercurial, unpredictable, as always. Thank you so much for watching this video, folks. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news, analysis and information.